supported you through this year.
Okay, thank you so much, Claire and Jenny. I hope you can hear me. Yes.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so as you said, I'm Eliud Luther. I'm a co-founder at Centafric Consulting. I'm also working at Heroes for Change as an experienced and digital manager, and super excited that I've been able to work, especially on the year community as a mentor and connected with very great young entrepreneurs around the continent. So let me just dive into it. So you may ask, why entrepreneurship for me? So I became an entrepreneur because I saw an opportunity to make a difference in my community, by creating solutions to existing problems that I could see. So my journey actually began with a product design competition in 2017 when I was in my third year of study. So I had this revolutionary product idea, and so had 50 other participants. But however, at the end of the day, only the top 3 ideas were taken up by the sponsoring organization. So I and 48 others did not actually make it to the top 3. Though we knew our ideas were not bad, of course, but we believe they simply didn't match the interest of the sponsoring organization. And that was definitely okay. So I therefore convinced the 48 losers in quotes, because that's how we were being called at that time, to join some sort of a think tank where we offered each other peer-to-peer mentorship to just better our individual ideas and make them market ready. So after about 6 months of building and bettering our ideas, it was time to test them in a real market. And so that's when an idea came to me to create a platform that could actually connect these student sellers with student buyers. This was way back in campus. So 4 of us came together. So myself with a background in financial engineering and a huge passion for research, and the others from computer science. There was one from communication and another one from actuarial science fields. So we created an e-commerce app or platform with the over 50,000 student population as our target market. And of course, this app did well, especially in terms of uptake. However, months later, we realized that the business owners, especially that were in the platform, needed more than just a platform to sell their products. So they needed something like a business plan, others needed a business model, and even expert advice on establishing and running their businesses. And that's when Centafric Consulting was born, while I was in my final year of study in university. So after graduating in 2019, of course, we registered Centafric Consulting as a full-fledged consulting company with a focus on the Kenyan market, but with partnerships and collaborations across Africa. So where we provide tailor-made business growth solutions around enterprise development, advisory, fundraising, research and data, IT and digital systems, as well as capacity development. So while working with budding entrepreneurs and fresh graduates, I developed this interest for social impact. So I therefore accepted an offer to join Heroes for Change, which is a social enterprise that addresses the youth unemployment problem in Kenya. We do this by bridging the skills and experience gap of young people who are transitioning from school to the job market. So we do this by partnering with social conscious organizations and brands, where the young people that we call heroes come on board to deliver the social impact interventions of these organizations to their communities while unlocking employment opportunities from the organizations at the end of the program. So personally, I strongly believe that entrepreneurship is actually the number one solution to the unemployment problem, especially in Africa. But and just beyond that, it's also the best way for people, and especially the youth, to get involved in creating solutions to problems in the society. So entrepreneurship has defined my career path and given me the opportunity to put the skills I learned in school into practice, while contributing to building a society I would love to be part of. So you'll agree with me that the COVID pandemic has been a major storm this year. Well, allow me to share some of the things we had to do just to weather the storm. So the first thing I had to do at Centafric Consulting was making sure that we keep an open mind and being flexible and adaptable. And probably this is something to also do in your different businesses. So at Centafric Consulting, we believe there is no one size fits all kind of a solution. So we invested in research and continuous learning and embraced transformation and change, whenever it was necessary, so that to avoid being irrelevant or worse still, sometimes existing in a world where your consumers do not really want to live anymore. We also adopted a remote and hybrid working kind of a system, So, there was movement restrictions imposed by the government, so which necessitated this remote and hybrid working. But at the end of the day, this flexibility in the working environment not only saved on costs, but also actually increased our productivity significantly. I think the other thing I would say that we adopted was we really leveraged on digital systems. So we first developed a digital strategy that helped us to build a strong digital presence and moved most of the physical capacity building sessions we do online. Of course, I think this is also the most important thing I would say. We also built meaningful partnerships and collaborations with like-minded industry players. So this helped us to access especially different markets and service our customers more conveniently, despite the restrictions that existed. So to the youth who, you might be feeling worn down, I say to you, worry less and hope more. And I'm just not talking about blind optimism here. This is real hope. I will tell you why I'm super excited about the future of entrepreneurship, especially in Africa. So I'm using Africa as an example, because again, that's why I exist. So I believe it has never been the best time to do business in Africa because of this couple of risky resources that are available that will really drive business success in the coming year if you take advantage of them. And so I'm a researcher, so I'll give you some of the findings that have come from a research that we did recently. So one thing I've noticed, and this is borrowing from Kenya, is that there is really improved infrastructure and internet connectivity in Africa. So using Kenya as an example, there's an interesting statistic from a recent research, which showed that 98% of Kenyans over the age of 15 own a mobile SIM card. And another statistic says 65% of Kenyans have access to the internet, and actually 52% of Kenyans own a smartphone, and 4% of them also use mobile money. So this represents a really vibrant market for digital products that young entrepreneurs in Kenya and I think the same cases in Africa to really take advantage of this. I also believe there's availability of human resources. Africa is full of this energetic youthful population. So using Kenya as an example again, 3 in 5 Kenyans are under the age of 30. So this not only represents a really vibrant market, but also a rare talent, ready to innovate and disrupt the business space. I also believe there's availability of financial resources. It has never been easier to access the different forms of financing, be it debt, equity, or grants. There's been a steady increase in the number of capital providers, including foundations, angel and impact investors who are really ready to fund businesses. And of course, if you're in Kenya and even around Africa, East Africa Consulting can help you access these funders and even help you prepare a proposal and a pitch deck that would make sure that you land funds. There's also increased access to information. Of course, this has been made possible by the internet. And so you're able to access information, research findings and business insights way easier. And it's now very much possible to do that. So of course, you can also tap into it to make the best business decisions going forward. I think the last thing
If you can just wrap up because we're over time a bit. So just the last point, please.
Okay, thank you. So as I close, let me just say, the year community has been at the center of my personal and business growth this year. So one, I got the chance to mentor young entrepreneurs across Africa from Kenya all the way to Zambia. Also unlocked upskilling opportunities from webinars, masterclasses, and the online courses they provide. And of course, finally, I got to network and connect with like-minded entrepreneurs from the Kenyan chapter, where we share stories, failures, successes, as well as opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eliud. Wow, that was packed with a lot of insight, and we can definitely tell that your research and data nut from that presentation. So thank you for really all the work that you put into that. I hope that others are inspired and can take a lot of those key points away and into their own work. So thank you for that intervention. So moving on to our next speaker, who is calling in from Botswana, we have Lesego Ellen Mosolheng, who is the founder of Portigem, which provides organic herbs and vegetables to restaurants, households, and retail shops. Lesego is passionate about business development and agriculture, and previously she worked with the local enterprise authority, which supports small and medium enterprises in Botswana, and she's currently getting her master's degree in development practice from the University of Botswana. So Lesejo, over to you. We'd love to hear about your journey today, how you've been involved in the Yay community, why entrepreneurship, and what are the kind of pivots or